Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So, you guys know that there's been a lot of discussion taking place in the sports world around ESPN and in the recent layoffs that they had of some 20 high-profile employees that used to work at the company. And because of that, a lot of people have been discussing what's been going on, at the network. Even just, I believe it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, Stephen A. Smith published a show from his podcast where basically he went on a tirade about people like Dan Le Batard. He went after people that were basically saying that ESPN is over. He was telling everyone what the stats are of the network. If you guys think it's over, you got something else coming. He was saying all of the other sports platforms that they were ahead of. And he said that basically, he's going to be coming for you guys and letting you guys know what's up, right? So he pretty much drew his line in the sand that he's going to be 100% loyal to ESPN. So I was going through the internet, just looking for things to talk about on our show here, and I came across a clip. And in this particular clip, it featured Steven Jackson, right? Now, Steven Jackson, who's worked, I believe, at ESPN and also worked at FS1. Matt Barnes, I believe, still works there, was working there. I don't know. And I think that's where they cultivated a relationship with Rachel Nichols, who they're very, very loyal to, right? And who I think she's now part of, what's the name of their show? All the Smoke podcast. And not part of the podcast, but the company that owns their show. I don't know that company because it's not my business to know that. It's none of my business. But anyway, she's affiliated with them there. So, he shows his loyalty towards her. So in this audio, he was talking about the success that they had, after they created this morning show that was doing very well. But when it came time for them to be respected and to be compensated for the work that they put forth, ESPN was reluctant to give them the money that they were due. So what we want to do is we want to play exactly what Steven Jackson had to say about that. But before we get into his comments, this video is brought to you by sponsor Aura, who's also the official sponsor of the T-Wolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's a sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is play exactly what Steven Jackson had to say here, and then we're going to come back and get into the show. So take a listen to what he had to say.
Well, let's talk about this because you do have your own show. You have All the Smoke. You have your own platform. We just saw what happened at ESPN, with all of the layoffs. And were you super surprised when that happened, or was that something that people in the industry knew was coming?
Hey, if you've been in the podcast space, if you've seen the stuff we've been doing, Gilbert Arenas, Knuckleheads, all these basketball players and stuff like that, you knew this was coming because we all worked at ESPN. Me and Matt, when Rachel Nichols first started the show, The Jump, with me and Tracy McGrady, that show went through the roof, and they didn't want to pay us. So as they wasn't paying the players and the people that was making the shows hot, everybody started declining the deals. So they start giving jobs to people who just wanted to be on TV. Well, now everybody's in the podcast space. This show is more entertaining than anything on ESPN. This show. There's so many shows from our culture that are more entertaining than what they talking about. Perfect example. When Stephen A. gets off his show, he goes straight to his podcast.
Right.
To say things that he couldn't say on ESPN.
Yeah, that's
right. Because this is what's hot right now. So they're fine people because nobody's watching. Especially not when basketball season's not going on.
Right.
Nobody's watching. So this is what it is. This is what everybody wants to see and hear. The real. Say one thing about me and Matt. One thing about me and Matt, the reason why we succeed, we don't hate on nobody.
Right.
It's enough space for all of us to get this money. And I'm happy my brother's in this space. So, two legends that's in the sports world. I love it because it's entertainment. It's something new. Like when me and Matt did All the Smoke, we was the first professional athletes with championships, with the experience that didn't mind smoking for everybody to see, right? So we did something that was different. It's enough space for all of us to get this money. And like when me and Matt did All the Smoke, we was the first professional athletes with championships, with the experience that didn't mind smoking for everybody to see, right? So we did something that was different. I tell people all the time, like I was just talking to them in the back, when people ask me about podcasts or shows, bro, do it. Just do something that hasn't been done because it's enough for all of us out here.
So you heard what he had to say, right? Now, he says something else about going out there and, trying to make it on your own, right? And I commend what he had to say, but here's the thing. Not a lot of people want to do that. A lot of people are they are reluctant to let go of the security that a high-paying job gives them, especially when you're working at the level that these guys are working at in sports media. When you have that check clearing every year for $2, $3, $4, whatever, $5 million every single year, it's hard to walk away from that, to forego that guaranteed money, then to go out there and try to create something on your own. That's how some people are. Other people are just looking to ways to stack their money because they have a bigger plan that they want to go after. And once they get, a certain amount of funds saved up, they're like, okay, I got enough money to take care of myself and I got enough money to invest in this project. Let's go do it. If it doesn't work out, at least I'm going to be well taken care of. Some people think that way and others don't. So when you hear Steven Jackson trying to implore some people to take the plunge and go out there and really try to do it on their own, not everyone wants to do that. Not everyone wants to do that, to be totally honest with you. Some people talk about Stephen A. Smith. They say, oh, Stephen A. Smith, why hasn't he left ESPN? Why hasn't he left ESPN? And then some people say, why should he leave ESPN? He's making millions. Why would he leave the network? And then other people are like, yeah, he's making millions, but he has a big enough following that if he goes out there, he can make even more money. And number two, he can control his schedule. He can control, but not everyone thinks that way. Not everyone thinks that way. And the fact of the matter is, listen, if you truly want to get paid what you're worth, you better go out there and create the value that you believe you're worth. It's not, the way I look at it is this, it's not up to a company to make your dreams come true. Let me repeat that once more. It's not up to your employer to make your dreams come true. If you want your dreams to come true, you need to make your dreams come true. It's up to your employer to pay you what they believe is fair. And what they're paying you, if you believe it's not fair and it's not going to be able to facilitate you reaching your bigger goals, then you need to figure out something. I mean, it's just a reality of the matter. It's just a fact of the matter. If you want to buy a Porsche and you earn, let's say, I don't know, $120,000 a year, but you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel like that's enough, and you feel like, okay, if I'm earning $250, I'll feel more comfortable buying a Porsche. But your job, they're not going to pay you $250,000. What do? Are you going to sit there and complain about the fact that they're not going to pay you that? They're not going to give you a raise of $120,000, $130,000 in the time frame that you wanted, or you figure out other means to go out there and make your dreams a reality. There's more than one way to skin a cat. But what creates frustration is when you think that, oh, just because these guys employ me, in my mind, they should make my dreams a reality. Where in your offer letter did they say that, hey, we're here to make your dreams a reality? Where did they say that? Number one. Number two, where have you ever seen the person doing the exact same job that you're doing, but living the life of your dreams? We just got to be honest with ourselves. I used to work with my father. He's a very successful businessman on his own, but he wasn't going to pay me what I wanted to make, So I said, okay, I got to go figure it out for myself. You got dudes talking about you live in a hut. All right, bro, whatever makes you sleep well at night. Mr. 2000, whatever makes you sleep well at night. So I told myself, I said, nah, this is not the life I want to live. I have bigger dreams for myself. it's not up to him to make my dreams a reality. He's not going to see what I want to. He's not going to, if I want a certain thing, he's not going to see it in his mind that, oh, let me do this because no. So I had to say, okay, Pops, love you. I still love him to this day, my man, but I had to go do my own thing. And now I get even more respect because he's like, yo, you went out there, you followed your dreams and you're making it happen for yourself. That's how it works. No one owes you your dreams. So by Steven Jackson saying that about taking the plunge, a lot of people won't do that. They're going to sit there and complain about why so-and-so person is not giving them what they believe they're worth. If you believe you're worth it and they're not going to give it to you, my God, you got to do something. You got to move your ass. You got to do something. The world ain't waiting. The world is not waiting. You got to go grab it. And ain't nobody going to give it to you. So these are my thoughts and opinions. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. And again, if you want the full show, be sure to follow the Dreamerspro podcast pinned in the comment section below. Catch you guys later. Peace.